respected sadhakas, jignasus, mumukshus, bhaktas, then the shishyas of the Sanatana Dharma, Guru Parampara. How beautiful will be our life when all our faculties are engaged only in discovering or serving the truth. The eyes are looking at the mantras in the book with all due love, respect. The mouth is chanting the mantras ardently, let us say. The mind also having the feeling for those glory of these mantras, mantra giving, rishis, etc. Intellect is single-pointedly, genuinely trying to understand the in-depth meaning of that mantra, and the aham ego is seeking to unite with the truth very sincerely, which is understood to be the real truth as the Shastra Adhyanam is thoroughly happening. And when all of these are happening from the core of our heart, single-pointedly, where is the world, binding world? Nowhere it will be. On the other hand, this is the way, the only way, by applying all our faculties for the truth, that surely and quickly we reach to the truth. Truth is there, very much there. Self is there. All those who have tried, they reached the great Mahatma saints from the beginning of creation. Even now, some are on the verge of reaching. Some are in a very good status and position. Many are on the middle way. Some are starting the journey. Future also, such thing will go on happening. So regarding that, there should be no doubt at all. Then we have to mind ourselves. So what's my role or position or duty regarding this truth? So this is how, when all our faculties are applied only for the truth throughout the day, that is our goal. Our first goal is to do the sadhana perfectly. Thereafter, that perfect sadhana itself takes us to the sadhya, the siddhi, the anubhuti. And in the class, we are doing all of these, but then each of them have to become deeper, intense, choicefully, joyfully, effortlessly. When we look at that mantra, oh, this Upanishadic mantra I am looking at. When we chant also, is the age-old, ancient, foolproof, well-proven mantras that I am doing the Ucharana with my faculty, speech. And then the mind should feel what a great blessings it is that every day we are able to look into the Upanishadic mantras. That feeling should come in the heart. Wow, what blessings we are having, given by the Rishi Parampara, given by the Lord. They have chosen us. And what prayers, punya, upasana, prarthana we might have done, that we are able to look into these Upanishadic mantras every day. Such a humble, simple, childlike mind with the mind. How it is, how great it is. In this world, when we do good, nobody appreciates us. We have to know that what we are doing is good. The good is service to the world, etc. The better than that good, the best is study of Shastra. Shastra Adhyanam is for our own sake, so we should not even expect anybody's appreciation. Same time, we must discover the joy that we are able to do it. The self-respect we are able to do. Maintaining the dignity by not compromising with our study continuously. We have to help ourselves. In our intellect also participating. Oh, this is the pada artha of the mantra. This is the vakya artha. This is what Bhashyakara's commentary or Bhashya. In total, this is what is this mantra literally conveying. And the meaning of this mantra, its relation with the spiritual understanding, spiritual sadhana, spiritual goal. This much. In this way, the intellect is trying to ponder and inquire and understand. And the aham in me, getting fed up of identifying with the Dehendriya Manobuddhi, seeking to identify with that self. And a beautiful aspect if it happens in our heart that the aham is seeking its unity with its uniting with its origin, its own real aham self. Matlab that feeling that I must recognize this essential self of mine which I am studying through Upanishads. इसमें एक एक चीज अपने जगह पे इतना महिमा रखता है साधना में. All of them. Looking to the mantras with eyes every day. देखो वही फिर मन में स्मृतियां बनते हैं. वाणी से उच्चारण वही स्मृति बनता है ना. मन से जो भावना करते हैं. So that's what's a good feeling. This is what we do with the world, which becomes a samsara. Same thing let us do with the truth, it becomes the sadhana. Every aspect of it, especially these three, the mind's aspect of that loving, devotional, grateful attitude towards the Upanishad. Upanishadic rishis, gurus who blessed, and intellect's mehnat of trying to grasp, understand, remember, retain. Then the tadap of the aham, that enough of identifying with upadhi and suffering the limitations of upadhis as mine. Let me eject out of those identities. Let me establish in my identity with the self and play the game. That thought of the aham also. What a beautiful. And when all these are done, seriously, sincerely, from the core of heart, not allowing any internal external factor to distract or disturb or demoralize or diminish. No. Fully. The internal distractions are the temptations, sometimes the doubts or the forgetfulness of intellect. The external distractions are things and beings and shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. All of them will have the power to distract. Only when we give them power by just one thing called as valuing them. This art of not valuing them, when we learn, we know it. We are by choice valuing in our life things, beings. That is why they are in our life. We know how to devalue also. That's why many things, beings, they are not near to us. Itna common sense akal to how every human being Bhagavan has given to value as well as devalue, and accordingly to be near and to be away. In our own relatives circle, some we value, therefore regular contact. Others for whatever reason we don't value. Occasionally kahi milte hai bas. Your own friend circle mein, even in our own family. So we know the art. Apply that art towards all the distracting faculties, knowing that these are the distracting reasons when we don't value them. The Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the five objects of senses, they are the highly powerful distracting things. It just becomes normal habit to us to indulge, enjoy, involve in them. A spiritual seeker cannot afford to do minimum what is required for his sustenance or life. To that extent only he is with these Panchavishayas. Beyond that, no. In other words, this is called as Indriya Nigraha Ityadi, Namaha. So to the mind, even after so much of study for years and our lives together, still it brings a doubt. अरे ऐसे सत्य है क्या हम पा सकते हैं? Same mind, which will show the love for the truth and make us do sadhana. Same mind again creates a doubt and makes a break in that sadhana. So that positive mind को रहने देते हुए negative mind को, when we learn the art of devaluing it. Devalue means what? Must devalue. जाओ मत उस तरफ बस. And that is easily accomplished when we value our sadhana through all our faculties, as we have already discussed 3 times today. बस इसी में रमते रहना, उस तरफ जाना ही नहीं. When we go to the world enters, world becomes important, and it pulls us to the worldliness. Just like when we, out of even love, compassion, allow other nationals, other religions into our fold. They come, they occupy, they dominate, and they destroy us all. How funny it is, isn't it? Outside जो होता है, inside भी वही होता है. When we devalue them, they won't really trouble us. The meaning of devalue is उस तरफ नहीं जाना बस. You see in our life the things and beings and places towards whom we have not gone, they are no more in our life. कुछ जगह बचपन में इतना घूमते थे, अब जगह का याद भी नहीं, जाना ही नहीं. Some people at one period of time, so much we were engrossed in. Now we don't even know their whereabouts because no contact. That is what in Gita called as Niraharasya. And small little tips only होते हैं. I am committed to know the truth, I am committed to the sadhana, I am busily engaged in the sadhana. Just like utter worldly samsari. What he says, I am so committed throughout the day in my worldly activities, etc., etc. I have zero time for your Upanishadic class. Zero time for your Bhagavad Raman. How serious they are in that, how sincere they are, how committed they are for years together. That they don't even जाग के देखते भी हैं क्लास को. Is it not? Exactly same thing we have to use. I am committed for my spiritual goal. For that these sadhanas. Because I am engaged in it. When I am intensely involved in them, I am tired. So I take little rest. Once I am back, recouping the energy, again I am back to this. My life is oozing away. I don't want to afford to postpone even to next life. I don't know what will be in that next life. How much struggle, suffering I have to go through. Will I be given the opportunity? नहीं पता. इस जन्म को तो पता है. So right now I am wise. Right now I know goal has to be reached. So I have no other business, no goal. In this very life only I have to achieve. Why postpone? कहना कि 10 जन्म 20 जन्म लगते हैं, वो कहने के लिए है, वो explanation के लिए. It should be, that should not demoralize. That should not make us lazy or postpone it. इसी जन्म में इसी क्षण हमको चाहिए. With these type of thoughts, fully engaged in sadhana, when we are and saying no time for anything, then we don't involve with them. That's called as devaluing them. When that is done, they don't come. After all, everything other than me is a jada. Jada by itself cannot have the strength unless we give the strength to it by valuing it. When we devalue nothing around us, लेकिन आपके किचन में रहने वाले 250 खाने की चीज, वो सब जड़ है. तो आप सब डिसमेंटल कर दो, वो आके डिमांड नहीं करेंगे हमको. नहीं आप हमको छोड़ रहे हो, हमको भी खा लो. They won't say. So in this way, fully engaged and getting the rasa aswadana of engaging in this spiritual pursuit is true, great, very commendable, respectable endeavor, respectable involvement. Very precious, gracious it is. May we all, while doing this study, come to that next level of enjoying all our spiritual pursuit by doing it the said way, fully engaged with all faculties in it. Everything else which is distractive nature, by devaluing it, we protect ourselves from their influence. Bas. And once in a while, ये कहना है आध्यात्म मार्ग में हूँ मैं, बढ़िया सा मार्ग में हूँ मैं, and from everyone who are not in this path, I am much better placed. Not an ego, but to tell that I should not fall back to that level. Is it not like you are coming to class? Nobody goes that way. So you are in a better position. So we should tell you, I will continue. I won't fall back to the level of others where at this time something other than Upanishad Adhyayanam they are doing. नहीं. तो इस तरह से वो जो सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट को महसूस करो और उसको मेंटेन करने के लिए साधना कंटिन्यू करो. In this way, all the time with all faculties engaged only in this path, we have to keep on moving. And every moment, like these cities which are bombed, at what time, where the bomb falls, they don't know. Just see the TV. बस बाहर खड़े थे डरते हुए, already the bomb is done into their own building, just collapsed on. Same way, from what corner or direction, which type of bomb type of disturbance comes in my sadhana, उसका भगवान गुरु से प्रार्थना करते हुए, oh Lord, hey Guru, none of these bombing distractions should distract me, take away from this sadhana. ऐसा कुछ भी हादसा ना हो, चाहे वो तबीयत खराब होने का, चाहे कोई अर्जेंट काम आने का कोई मन का श्रद्धा बिगड़ने का, no, none of these should trouble me, oh Guru. Continuously वो करना है. Like negotiating your urgent travel in a heavy traffic. How you move, negotiating with all things, overtaking and all. ऐसा भगवान गुरु हमको बचाव करते हैं. भगवान को प्रार्थना करने से अच्छी तरह साधना होता है. So let us engage today, the last day of this month, in our Aitareya Upanishad Adhyayanam Yoga Darshanam. Mundaka Upanishad is over yesterday. We will start Mandukya in Telugu today. I have not done any prachara, zero. I just do. Then our Gita going on for the youth. In the evening, Bhagavatam. We will move further today, tomorrow. The topic 89 will be done. Adhyatma Ramayanam. Few more shlokas of Sri Rama Gita. Such a profound, complete teaching of Rama. Then our Bala Tripura Sundari Sahasranamavali. And then Stotras. See, our day is fully engaged. During the daytime, definitely your own puja, japa, then whatever, swadhyaya, maximum try to do this. That's it. The ones who understood this and developed the knack to engage themselves in this way, there is nothing but fulfillment. Fulfillment of reaching the goal is great, no doubt it is. But more greater than that at this time is fulfillment, joy, satisfaction, contentment, that every day I am engaging in my own adhyatmic pursuit. Nothing can replace this joy. No bhoga ityad. Bhoga is temporary, leading only to frustration and misery later on, along with all the regrets and guilts that I have wasted my time for the same nonsense repeatedly. Let us start with our Aitareya. सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरम्। ओम विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणम्। ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः शास्त्राणां योगानां साधनानां सिद्धान्तानां वेदानां प्रक्रियाणां च वेदान्तानां च पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति विश्व कल्याण विश्व एकता विश्व पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थं ये भक्ताः साधकाः धर्मपरायणाः अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निश्चिताः अस्माकं सह तेषां सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्यक्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यादि सद्गुण संपदा शक्ति साधना सानुकूल्यता प्राप्ति बाह्य अभ्यंतर्गत समस्त विघ्न शत्रु निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्य दिग्विजयार्थम श्री ऋग्वेदांतर्गत ऐतरेय आरण्यकांतर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम्। ओम मनस्तावतमः शान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुरिवा भाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ओमत श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषद प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओम वांग मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्वेधि वेदस्य महानीस्तश्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्ददामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः तृतीय खण्डः प्रथमोऽध्याये chant from beautiful mantras of 11th one। स ईक्षत यदि वाचा अभिव्याहृतं नो 11th ऊपर से है। स ईक्षत कथं नु इदं मद्रुते स्यात् इति स ईक्षत कतरेण प्रपद्या इति स ईक्षत यदि वाचा अभिव्याहृतं यदि प्राणेन अभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यदि अपानेनाभ्यपानितं यदि शिष्टेन विसृष्टम् अथ कोऽहमिति स एतमेव सीमानं विदार्य एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यत सा एषा विद्रुतिर्नामद्वाः तदेतन्नान्दनन्तस्य त्रय आवसथाः त्रयः स्वप्नाः अयमावसथो वयमावसथ इति स जातो भूतान्यभिव्यैख्यतो किमिह अन्यं वावदिशदिति स एतमेव पुरुषं ब्रह्म ततमपश्यत। इदमदर्शमिति तस्मादिदन्द्रो नाम इदन्द्रो ह वै नाम तमिदन्द्रं सन्तम् इंद्र इति आचक्षते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः Shantihi. So, sa ikshata. Katham no. So, the Lord has done the ikshana. What ikshana he has done? Okay. In that ikshana, 3 questions the Lord raised and he answered and he did the things to be done practically. First question is, Katham no mad arute syat? How come this sanghata be without me? That aspect in detail we have to understand. We understood yesterday, day before. The final answer is, they cannot be without me, therefore I must enter. Second question is, how to enter into that Manushya Sharira which is there, in which all devatas have gone and occupied their respective places. Third one is what? Having entered, what I have to do there so that my glory is maintained. These are the 3 things Paramatma thought about. Ikshana kiya hai. So each of them we were trying to dissect and understand. The first aspect discussed and understood yesterday was with the example of Puraswami. So in the Pura, the Purajana and Purapalaka are there. They are doing different their works. How can those works be meaningful if there is no Puraswami, Raja? So Purajana, Purapalaka are there for the Puraswami, the Raja. 2 examples that are given are Bali Stutyadivat. Adivat means etc. So the Bali Arpanam as well as Stuti Karanam by the Sevaka and Vandimagada, the attentive, are not only wasted, but they won't remain there. They become non-existent only if that Puraswami, the receiver of them, is not there. है कि नहीं? तो राजा के कमांड पे सब होते हैं, राजा के लिए होते हैं. नहीं है राजा, नॉट ओनली नहीं होते हैं वो, पर वो लुप्त भी हो जाते हैं. The 2 words here used are this ones. कि one is what? Vakshamanam katham nu kalu mam antareya syat parartham sat. Those Puravasins and Purapalakas are not for themselves. They are for Puraswami. Parartha hai wo. So the Swami himself is not there. Like, the head of the family, when he is there, all the servants around him, friends to meet him, everybody come. Once he dies and goes, कोई आते नहीं, उसका तो गया बस. In the same way, the subtle point is what here? Without the self in ourselves, all the faculties not only become meaningless in their functioning, not only they stop functioning, in fact, they get extinct also. तीनों बातें. Functioning is meaningless. Functioning itself will be stopped. They themselves will disappear if the Paramatma is not there. उसको reverse करो. Therefore, the existence of them, the abilities of them, and the meaning in their ability and their performance is because of the Paramatma. This thought should deeply enter into us. उसके बाद क्या होगा? As we saw in our introduction today, see how beautifully what introduction we studied and the topic we are studying is related. हमने तो नहीं सोचा ऐसा, but exactly fitting introduction. कि when this way we understand, then all our faculties get engaged only for Paramatma. The choice will be there because बिना परमात्मा का ये सब नहीं हो सकते हैं, इसलिए ये सब परमात्मा के लिए ही होना चाहिए. And engage only in this thought and practice. The world, the worldly things, worldly people, worldly affairs, if you give thought or importance, they appear to be existing and then they bind us. If you don't go, उस गली में जाएगा ही नहीं, तो गली में रहने वाला वो कचरा हमको क्यों टच करेगा? Is it not? We don't go to that place lane, we are not disturbed. So too in this way. So this thought helps us this way. Then the second one is what? This one. Yadi vacha abhivyavtam ityadi kevalam eva. The what is said just now itself is again explained, elaborated. Yadi vacha abhivyavtam ityadi. The all functionings of each of the faculties kevalena vak vyavaranadi. Only for the sake of their functioning. That nirarthakam. It is meaningless. Na kathanchana bhavet. And it won't even stay to exist. Bali stutyadivat. So the Bali stuti done by the people in the absence of Raja is meaningless. And when they know that it is meaningless, they don't go. They don't even go there to do the Bali stuti. That whole work is removed, only stagnant हो जाता. घर है, लोग रहते हैं, तो हर बेचने वाला आके रुकेगा, चिल्लाएगा वस्तुएं. Is it not? Once he is finding the tala to that for a few days, then he will not even come that side. So, as we just now said, again saying repeatedly, it is in the presence of the Lord. They have existence, they have functioning, they have purpose of functioning. And what is the purpose of functioning? To reveal the glory of the Lord. The two things, all faculties function because of Paramatma, knowing this is the glorification of Paramatma. Second is, they are all functioning to reveal Paramatma to the whatever the extent each of the faculties can do. None of the faculties can reveal Paramatma to us. The experience of Paramatma is without any upadhi. But from the stage where we are now, to reach to that independent experience of Paramatma, each of the faculties take us to some distance. उतना वो हेल्प करते हैं, उसका उतना हेल्प लेकर उसको वहां छोड़ दें. But the goal and purpose of having faculties is experience divinity, express divinity. That's it. Now the next one he says, Pauravandhyadivihi prayujyamanam swami artham sat. Same thing again, third time he is saying, Pauravandhyadivihi prayujyamanam. Paura, जो वंदना इत्यादि करते हैं, the pura jana in the pura, swa prayujyamanam, जो करते हैं, स्वामी अर्थम सत. They are all for the sake of the Swami. That Swaminam Antarena, when the Swami himself is not there, Asatyeva, they won't even exist finally. First they become Nirarthakam, then they become non-present, disappear only. Tatwa too. In the same way, Bhagavan started doing the Ikshana related. Before entry, this is a very wise thought. Any house you enter, any friend's house or relative, वो थोड़ा सोचना है, much before going there, why should I go? If I go, what I should take? With what purpose I have to go? And what way tentatively they respond to my arrival? To that, how I have to reciprocate. When you go to तीर्थ यात्रा, when you go to full pilgrimage, anywhere जाते, ये सारे प्रश्न पक्का होना चाहिए. Meaningless नहीं होना चाहिए, fruitless नहीं होना चाहिए. And the two beautiful things in life are, one, when we don't go, there will be lot of nirarthakata or anartha. Definitely we must go. And wherever we go, there is no purpose or meaningful purpose to us or the place where we go. If we discover it, should not go. इतना common sense तो रखना पड़ता. Otherwise, both the mistakes we do, where we are supposed to go, having gone where our contribution is valued and we also get benefited, we don't go there. Other places where going there is only getting caught up in all entanglements and emotions and all disturbances, by choice we go there. By the way, it's a corollary meaning, main Upanishad की sublimity में ये सारी चीजों की जरूरत नहीं, but ईक्षण का अर्थ बता रहे थे, भगवान was doing this ईक्षण. Now that continues. Beautiful. By thinking like this, the purpose of the presence of Paramatma in this upadhi is understood. Stick to that purpose, we are liberated. Now, tasmad, Now, this thing we are seeing from last 4 days every day. Tasmat, having this way started contemplating, doing ikshana, the Lord, see, Maya, Parena, Swamina, Adhishtatra, Kruta Krutapala Sakshi Bhutena, Bhoktra, Bhavitavyam, Purasya Iva, Rajna. Like the Pura cannot be, should not be without Raja. Raja should be there in the Pura. When the Raja is Pura, रहते हैं किस तरह से वो रहते हैं, इस तरह से मुझे इस शरीर के पुर में प्रवेश करके रहना है. This is how the self in us is. This is how the self has to be recognized in us. What are the things again we are saying? Parena. Raja is beyond all the mantri or senapati, sainyadhyaksha, koshadhyaksha. How many they are there? But he is para, supreme to all of them. He doesn't come under their influence. He is top. In the same way, when the Lord entered this body, he entered as para only. Top to all of them. Not a slave independent to them. In fact, he is the commander. He is the ruler. Therefore, the self is in us a ruler. When we remain as a ruler or behave as a ruler to all the faculties, we are becoming nearer to the real self. When we get ruled by all of them, then we become a suffering jiva. Parena. Second is Swamina. I am the Swami, not Sevak. Self is the Swami. All of them are Sevaks. Third one is Adhishtatra. I am the Adhisthana. I am the support. As we just know, sir, without me they cannot. So the king is Para, king is Swami, king is Adhishtata. To that Pura and to all the Purajana, to all the Purapalakas. So too, for the Sthula Sharira and for all the Adhisthana Devatas, for the functioning of the Indriyas, I am the Para, the real self, I am the Swami, they are all for me, and I am Adhisthana, substratum support. Without me, they cannot. After saying these three, what is the Lord's role or presence when the faculties are in function? It is said, Kruta, Akruta, Phala, Sakshi Bhutena Moktra Bhavitavyam. And all these faculties do something and they don't do something. For both of them, the Phala comes, be attentive. Phal ka bhokta, ye Paramatma hai. In what way he becomes bhokta? Sakshi Rupataya, Sakshi Bhutena. This is a crucial thought we have to understand. For all the Kruta karma, when the Phala coming, uska pratyaksha bhokta, if we become, we have reduced ourselves to the Jiva Bhava. Sakshi Rupa Bhokta के मात्र में रहने से we are not encouraging Jiva in us. देखो, like earlier whatever has been done, उसका फल आ रहा है. No, पहले ईगो के कारण, जीव भाव के कारण we did karma. That karma leads to karma phala all the time. Again, when you indulge in that karma phala, bhokta, whether it is sukha ho ya dukha ho, that jiva bhava becomes strong. That sukha dukkha bhoga becomes real. That leads to the creation of vasanas. They prompt us to do the kamya karma. Then again the karma phala comes. Then again we are attached to the phala as a bhokta, actual bhokta. Then the jiva bhava again becomes stronger. This is an ordinary samsari. This is how he lives in his whole life. Not even once there is a thought of the different other self at all. You and I are studying Shastras. Our goal is Paramatma. For us, this is the life. What is it? Whatever I have done in the past, it is giving me the phala of dukkha sukha now. In any form. It comes in the form of disease or health. It comes in the form of people in my life loving me or hating me. It comes in the form of good objects of enjoyment coming or not coming. These are all the means for the end result of the sukha dukkha. But all of them have come as the karma phala, as the result of karma phala. Now, you can indulge in them and become bhokta and jiva. We can be a bhokta as a sakshi also. When we become sakshi, what two things will happen? First, what? We are not reduced to the jiva level at this moment. Second, they won't become stronger vasanas. Third one is what? We remaining as Sakshi becomes easier to conduct in life, so too spirituality becomes easier. Only one more step remains. What is the nature of this Sakshi? And we inquire, we discover Satchidananda. Therefore, when Paramatma enters these faculties, he is in the whole Sanghata, Karyakarana Sanghata, Sakshi Bhutena Bhokta. Therefore, when Bhagavan says in Gita, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. I am the Bhokta of the Yajna and Tapasya. What do you mean by Bhokta? Is Bhagavan's Bhokta is by becoming that Bhokta, where through faculties is indulging in them? No. Then what way? Sakshi Bhutam. Sakshi Bhutena Bhoktara Bhavitavyam. So therefore, in us the self is what? He is Para. He is Swami. He is Adhisthana. He is Kruta, Akruta, Karma, Phala, Sakshi Bhuta Rupa Bhokta. That self, we remain. That's all realization of it. Either you call it as recognizing that self in you, or you say that remain like that. Both of them give to the same result. Give the same result. वो आत्मा को जान लो, डिस्कवर कर लो, या उस आत्मा के रूप में रह जाओ. You are liberated. The moment we fall to the level of giving value, importance, and any sort of emotional identity, we have forgotten our selfhood. We have fallen down to the Jiva Bhava. Like mother sometimes. Say son has done something wrong, child. So she just wants to love that child because mothers love natural. But इस समय इस बेवकूफ को love करूँगा, वो खड़ा हो जाएगा. Then doesn't she withhold her loving expression and scolds that fellow or orders him to do something? In her own in the interest of that child only, she does it many times. She has natural love and attachment. जिगर का टुकड़ा. But then उस समय, how she is suppressing that loving aspect and scolding that fellow or ordering him to study, etc. Is it not? She is able to do. In the same way, if we can avoid in identification with the anubhavas and just try to learn to remain as Sakshi, then we are no more any samsari. वहाँ जो भी काम किया था पहले उसका फल आ रहा है. सुख आया, jump not out of skin. दुख आया, don't fall. That's why दुखेषु अनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागवय क्रोधः स्थितिः मुनिः उच्यते. स्थितप्रज्ञ लक्षणास. The second sloka. Same thing we are studying in our Yoga Darshanam also. This Saptada Pranta Bhumika में यही तो दिख रहा है हमको. So this is what is second thing is done. कि पूरा सेवर आज्ञा. Next one. Okay. Very interesting discussion, thought. But it is यदि नाम एतत् संहत कार्यस्य परार्थत्वं. देखो, any samhata assemblage of individual things are there together working, individually working for somebody other than the total assemblage as well as individual parts. Like individual parts are hands and legs and mouth. Total assemblage is this body. Neither each of the parts nor the body work for any one of them. Total body. No. Each of the parts total. किसके लिए सब है? इसके अलग जो अंदर जीव है वो मेरे लिए. Is it not? Eyes are not seeing for the eyes. Legs are not working for themselves. Hands are not working for themselves. Total body system is not sustaining for itself. All of that is for me, somebody other than the parts in the total body. So it is called as Sanghatasya Pararthatvat. Sanghata means assembly. The assembly is not for assembly, it is for the state. The whole parliament is not for parliament, it is meant for the people. So, yadi nama etat samhata karyasya pararthatvam. It is for somebody else, not for themselves. And who can be that somebody then for whom they work? I am the Swami, bhai. Pararthinam, मेरे लिए होना चाहिए वो. And वो मेरे लिए हो रहे हैं, तो मुझे उसका जानकारी होना है कि नहीं. Should I know it or not? I should know. And should I get caught up by knowing it? No. So therefore, what is that being knowerness or knowerness in me, by which I know but I am not caught up? Only one thing. What is that? Chetanam. Therefore, in the Sharira, Paramatma is there as Chetana to illuminate all the Karya of the Sanghata. And this Chetana way of being is such, it never gets identified. Awareness never gets identified with whatever it is aware of. Who gets identified is who is at the level of the Buddhi Vrittis. Buddhi Vrittis are there to become aware of, but need not get identified through them with the happenings. Therefore, Bhagavan says, संघात का परार्थ के लिए है तो परार्थ नहीं होना चाहिए. और मुझे उस संघात के कार्यफल में फंसना नहीं. If I got up, I become jiva. Then now I have to balance both by Chetana Rupena. That Chetana is called awareness. If you can learn to remain aware of the world or all the things in and out, there is no bondage at all in this world. In the presence of your awareness, every nataka is happening without any meaning. There is no purpose or meaning to be given. It is only an entertainment. There is no purpose at all. Like what is the purpose of those hundreds of dialogues and scenes in the entire movie? Nothing but entertainment. No purpose at all there. Think about it. If you can translate that also to life. Live life purposelessly. By being aware of everything that is happening, you are not bound. The purposes at the earlier level of the Artha Kama, the purposes later on for spiritual sadhana, they are the ways of maturing us. But at the highest maturity level, I am the pure consciousness being so, allowing the things to dance in front of me. This is what eternally going on. In that there is a expression of completeness and fulfillment. There is no expecting of the fulfillment because of any unfulfilled feeling. कोई कमी को पूर्ण करने के लिए जगत नहीं है. जगत पूर्णता को एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए. The one who feels apurna is jiva and he does everything to become purna. He never becomes purna by remaining as jiva. When I discover my real self, it's already purna. Then that self's presence makes everything happening not for any purpose, just entertainment. It just all questions become redundant there. So I as a Chetana entering. So yadi nama etat samhata karyasya pararthatvam pararthinam mam Chetanam. I am the Chetana. So Chetanam antarena bhavet purapavana karyamiva tat swaminam. See, he is asking a question. So I have to enter and that parartha should be for me. I am that parartha for whom they are all working and I am Chaitanya Sarup. अब देखो the question क्या है? Such me when I enter. अथा कोहम, who am I? Kim Swarupaha, of what natured? Kaseva Swami, of whose I am Swami if I don't enter. Therefore मुझे enter करना है. So they are all Sanghata. Sanghata is for Parartha. The Parartha cannot be anybody other than me. And I have to be there inside as a Chaitanya. So if I am not there inside as Chaitanya, then who am I then? Koham, Kim Swarupa, मेरा क्या स्वरूप है? Or for whom I will be a Swami? Therefore I must enter. In this way he was doing the Iksha. So the first paragraph answered the first question. Second paragraph answered this question of if I don't enter, whose Swami I will be? What natured I will be? Koham. है ना? So, therefore, I must enter on. These two paras convey one thought. Catch that thought. One is from the Pura standpoint. कि मैं नहीं हूं तो पूरा का रहना ही impossible है. Second para is from the Swami standpoint that if I don't enter it, फिर मेरा औकात क्या रहेगा? like Raja. From the Pura standpoint, if the Raja has not entered there, then none of those Purapalaka and Pura Vasins, Purajana can have their existence at all without the Raja. From the Raja standpoint, if Raja doesn't enter the Pura and rule it, how can there be any more he called as Raja? उनको कोई औकात ही नहीं रहेगा. You know, like the Pakistan's ex-prime minister staying in London, Britain. There's no meaning only. है ना? Returning it all, like कोई खेर भी नहीं कर रहे वहाँ. Anyway, so from both sides it is. In the next para when you study, you get the complete thought beautifully. It is like this. Yadi aham, if I am, karyakarana sanghatam anupravishya, having entered this karyakarana sanghata, vagadi abhivivara avrutadi phalam na upalapeya. If I don't receive the vagadiyon ka karma ka phal as a sakshi, like Raja iva puramavishya, like the Raja entering the Pura, adhikruta purusha kruta akruta avekshanam. And if he is not, adhikruta purusha kruta akruta avekshanam is what? If the Raja is not entering into the Pura and taking his adhikara and calling, summoning all the people and taking stock of all the kruta and akruta. है ना? लेना पड़ता है ना इन आर्मी में भी. जब पूरे दिन के लिए ऑर्डर दिया जाता है to all the subordinates to work, in the evening they are called. Then they are supposed to report to him what they have done, what they have not done. That is the meaning of that commandment. हर एक लीडर करना पड़ेगा उनको ना, subordinates को, or the people who are led by him followers. They have to then interesting point here यहाँ देते हैं कि न कश्चित माम अयम सत एवं रूपा च इति अधिगच्छेत विचारयेत. then मैं उनको बुलाकर अगर उनका समाचार नहीं ले रहा हूँ, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उनको तो मेरा अस्तित्व ही नहीं पता चलेगा, फिर मेरा औकात कहाँ पता चलेगा? Is it not? If that commandant is not calling the subordinates and taking the reports, they don't even recognize his presence. If presence itself they don't recognize, how can they recognize his power and authority? So, मैं एंटर नहीं करूंगा और इन सब का साक्षीभूत फल साक्षी रूप में इसका भोक्ता नहीं बनूंगा, तो मेरा अस्तित्व ही नहीं रहेगा. मैं सत्स्वरूप जो हूं, मुझे रिकॉग्नाइजेशन ही नहीं होगा. That means what? Lord has entered in us to be recognized as pure existence and the real bhokta by being a witness. And that self is actually we are. So, viparyayetu. Now, on the contrary, if you reverse it, what will happen? Ya ayam vagadi abhivyavritadi idam iti veda. सत वेदन स्वरूप इति अधिगंतव्य अहम स्याम. But if I enter there, then I will be recognized as existing, and existing as the Swami of all of them, and being a Swami is the Bhokta, and the way of his Bhoga is only by being the Sakshi, the witness. If I am there inside. So from the Pura standpoint, they can't even exist without me, because संघात जो है अपने लिए काम नहीं करता और कोई दूसरे के लिए करता है. Therefore, their existence, their functioning, both of them become redundant if I don't enter from their standpoint. From my standpoint, if I don't enter, मेरा तो फिर क्या बोलते हैं ना, my existence itself will not be recognized, my महिमा will not be recognized. But when I enter and do my job as I planned earlier, then the beings will recognize me. In what way they recognize? First, Sat Rupena. Second is Adhisthana Rupena. Third, the support Rupena. Most important, the last one. Fourth is the Bhokta Rupena. That Bhoktrutva is only by being the Chetana, the consciousness. See, yadi aham karyakarana sangatam anupravishya vagadi avivyahvrtadi phalam na upalabeya raja iva. Like Raja, if I don't enter and take stock of the things, Raja iva puram avishya adhikruta purusha kruta akruta avekshanam na kaschit mam ayam sat evam रूपाचा इति अधिकच्छेद. एक भगवान एक राजा अंदर है और उनके ये शक्तियां हैं करके किसी को पता भी नहीं चलेगा ना. ना कश्चित माम ayam, nobody will care my presence as existing at all. Na kaschit mam ayam sat evam rupaha cha iti. He is existing and his nature is this. Iti adhikached vichare. Nobody will care me. Like the father, always in tours only are there. No, the children, wife, they get habituated to his absence and they enjoy it. They don't even recognize the presence of the father. And when they recognize, don't recognize, how can they recognize his value? There are some families in which, for whatever reason, is only on the move, on the move, on the move. Then his presence is invalid there. They don't even recognize it. After some time, to क्यों आया करके question ही होता है. So this is the Ikshanam the Lord is done. In that Ikshanam only, how he is there in the body, that is recognized, said. And that way we have to recognize. That way we have to recognize. So the self in me is that without which the all faculties cannot work. यहाँ स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण तीनों शरीरों को लेना है. Secondly, in the presence of the self only they are functioning. Third, they are functioning for the self. For what? In what way they are functioning for the self? For these three things. One, the self is there. Second, because his presence everything is happening. Third and last is, he is of the Chaitanya Rupa. So सत रूप में, चैतन्य रूप में, सबके अधिष्ठान रूप में हमारे अंदर परमात्मा है. ऐसे परमात्मा को we have to recognize. For that only the human life, for that only all faculties functioning, and for that only the self is very much has entered the sharira. See the Ikshana of the Lord giving us clear-cut sadhana what to do. An interesting explanation with the example of Pura and Puraswami. So, viparyeyetu, viparye contrary may, that means if I don't enter, what will happen? Neither my existence nor my value is recognized. Viparye may. On the other hand, if I enter, viparyeyetu, then they say, yaha ayam, are this is the self. Who is he? Vagadi, abhivyavritadi, idam iti veda. The one who recognizes all the vagadi indriyas and their functioning as something other than him. Idam rupena janne wala ek hai. Sa sat, and his nature is pure existence. Vedana rupacha is of the nature of consciousness also. So मैं अंदर जाके रहूंगा. So there एक मौका मिलेगा उस जीवों को, साधकों को to know that there is somebody inside who is knowing all these स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण शरीरा as idam, and who is of the pure existence nature, and who is also of the nature of Vedana Rupam consciousness. So Bhagavan, why and how he is in the self, in the body or in the jivas? Only for these three reasons. To know everything as idam rupena, to know himself as sat rupena, and to know himself to be the chitta who is only illuminating the idam as a sakshi without any identity. भाष्य पढ़ोगे ना तो हमको विषय स्पष्ट होता है. अदरवाइज सईक्षता कथम अनुमद्रुते स्यात् इति, सईक्षता कथम प्रापदिशम इति, सईक्षता यदि वाव, सो वो पढ़ने को मजा आता है लेकिन समझने में तत्व तक हमको नहीं पहुंचाता है. So that ikshata word beautifully used by Shankara Bhagavan to explain how the Bhagavan has visualized before his entering. And he is entered, and such Lord is in all of us. So in all of us the Paramatma है कि नहीं? अगर नहीं है तो faculties काम ही नहीं करते हैं. So the functioning of all faculties shows that he is there. So all the functionings are happening for whom? If we say happening for the Jiva, then we are samsari. If we say they are happening for the Paramatma, then we are sadhakas. And how they are happening for Paramatma? परमात्मा के लिए वो इदम रूपेण दर्शन दे रहे हैं. That's it. Bhagavan is visualizing all of them not as aham idam rupa. Then who is Bhagavan then? He is Sat Swarupa, he is Chit Swarupa. So in the presence of Sat Chit Parama inside, all these faculties are projected, imagined, powers are given, functioning ability is given, chabi is given for functioning. When all of that is happening, the Paramatma is only witnessing them. So either remain in yourself as a pure self or be a witness to the things that are happening. Anything other than this, what is the other thing? Whatever is happening, giving value, importance to that and identifying we have fallen from the Sakshi Chaitanya Rupa Atma to the level of Bhokta Karta Jiva. It is called Samsara, and Hamesha there is a choice for these two. First that we have to recognize, then execute the correct choice. That's called as sadhana and siddhi. Have pure awareness. That's it. Remain as awareness, you are liberated. And this awareness nature is pure existence. Utthana kal mein, when all the functionings of all sthula sukshma kara sharira are happening, what is your position? Sakshi rupena, Chaitana rupena. I have nothing to gain or nothing to lose. The one who talks the loss and gain language, he has reduced to the level of jiva. The moment reduced to the level of jiva, forgotten that he is a Satchit Swarupa Atma. So remain as Satchit Swarupa Atma, don't fall down to the level of the jiva by being a witness to everything that's happening, inside and outside. Imagine like you are watching a ocean or river, so many waves are coming, going. Dekhte raho, you are only a drashta. As the waves in the waters, so to the thoughts in the chitta. As the birds are flying, the chirping, so too the faculties are functioning. मैं तो साक्षी हूँ. अब जितना इन चीजों को वैल्यू इंपॉर्टेंस पर्पस देते हैं, उतना we lose our value as the self, fall to the level of the bound jiva. But you know what will happen in the next slokas is the Lord enters, but with what purpose he enters, he forgets it, then he starts enchanted by the created thing and he gets identified, and then he falls to the level of jiva. Then he himself, having gone through the jiva samsara dukkha for some millions of lives, खुद जीव को अकल आता है. आकर then he traces back to his own identity. These two topics are covered in the next 2-3 shlokas, before which this particular shloka has mantra has one more paragraph to convey to us the meaning. और कुछ next point बताना. So विपरेत योयम वागादि अभिव्यावृतादि इदम इति वेदा ससत वेदना स्वरूपाता इति अधिगंतव्यः अहम स्याम. अगर नहीं हूं तो मैं, तो मेरा खैर ही नहीं रहेगा, कोई मेरे बात ही नहीं करेंगे, मेरी पूरी तरह बेइज्जती होगी. But if I am entering there, then they say, there is somebody is knowing it as idam and is really existing, and then his nature is to know the idam as idam, pure consciousness. Nahi to, if I have not entered, like the Raja is not there, they don't even recognize his existing, they don't even recognize his even presence also, or his value. Existence ही पता नहीं है, उनका greatness कौन जानेगा? In that way, okay. Conclusion क्या हुआ इधर कि यद अर्थम इदम, जो पहली बात बताई गई उसी को दोहरा रहे. यद अर्थम इदम संवतानाम वागादीनाम अभिव्याहृतादि. The purpose of all these vani ityadi of speaking, it is for the sake of that me यथा स्तंभ कुड्यादीनाम प्रासादादि संवतानाम. So avayavaihi असंहत परार्थत्वम तत्त्वत् इति. We give the example, the pillars and walls and chat से बना हुआ building पूरा is neither for the pillars nor for the chat or any of the walls. All of them are for someone else. The same way, I am the one for whom all the sthula sukshma karana, sharira and their parts, their total sanghata is there. For me, it is who is the somebody other than them. Evam ikshitva. In this way, he has contemplated. Ataha, thereafter, second question he started having. First question का पूरा सारांश क्या हुआ Why should I enter, and having entered, what I have to do? In what way I have to be there? Why should I enter is, if I don't enter, neither they can be existing nor I will be recognized. Therefore, why should I enter is answered. Having entered, what I have to do? I have to do the bhoga. Of what? Of all that's happening. What sort of bhoga? Like a jiva? No. Then what? Like Chaitanya Rupena, Sakshi Rupena. And what is my recognition there? By the jivas, the one who recognizes all the Sanghata and their karya as idam. The one whose swarupa is sattu. And the one who is, because he is only Sakshi Rupena bhog kar rahe, he is Chaitanya Swarupa. So Bhagavan in this Sharira is there as Satta, is there as Chaitanya, is there as knowing everything as Idam Rupena, and he is the Swami, and he is the Adhisthana, and he is Para, like that Raja. So Maya, Parena, Swamina, Adhisthatra, and the other things are Sat Rupena, Sakshi Rupena, Sarvasya, Idam Rupena, Darshanam, Ya Karoti, Sa Atma. So if I don't enter, what will happen? Therefore, why should I enter? Answer given. Then second one is, having entered, what I am? I am seeing everything as Idam, I am Satsvarupa, I am Chitsvarupa. And I am Swami, not Sevaka. I am Adhisthana, not Adhyaropa. I am the Para, I am not Avara. Now, third question remains, how to enter then? बिना एंटर के क्या होता है, एंटर क्यों करना है, करके क्या करना, those questions are answered. Now how to enter? Here he says, evam ikshitva, having in this way decided finally to enter, ataha, ataha means right now. Next question he is thinking, next ikshana is doing. This third ikshana here in the main Upanishad, it is the second one, बीच में है वो. You know, see the mantra? मंत्र में क्या था? First, स ईक्षता कथमनु इदम मद्रुते स्यात्. Then स ईक्षता कतरेण प्रपद्या. बिना मेरा वो कैसे रहेंगे? पहला क्वेश्चन था. और मैं कैसे घुसूं अंदर? It's a second question. Then स ईक्षता यदि वाचा अभिव्यावृतम, then what should I do? So in the Bhashyakara's Bhashya, he gave the first and third answers first, or explanations first. Second explanation बाद में दे रहे, just to make the sequence. What is the sequence? First, he says, why should I enter? Second, he says, having entered, what should I do? Third, now, how to enter? When enter करने से पहले ये सोच रहे हैं ना दोनों. Therefore, Bhashyakara, just for the sake of sequence, he rearranged this explanation. So, why should I enter? Without me, neither they can be nor I can be. Having entered, what I have to be? See, this is how. As a Sakshi, as a Satta, as a seer of everything as Idam, as the Para, as the Drashta, as Adhisthata, as Swami. Now the last question, which is second earlier in the mantra, how to enter? Evam ikshitva ataha katarena prapadya iti. अब तीसरा ईक्षण है भगवान का, how मैं इसके अंदर शरीर में जाऊं, कतरेण प्रपद्या. Then there are two paths to enter into this sharira. Prapadam cha murdha cha asya sanghatasya pravesha margam. For this sthula sukshma karana sharira sanghata, the pravesha for Paramatma are two. One is prapada with the upper portion of the feet. Second is murdha from the head. ऊपर सर से और पांव के अंदर से you can घुसो. Now anayoho, among these two, katarena margena, with which path? Idam karyakarana sanghata lakshanam. This karyakarana रूपी कार्य है स्थूल शरीर, करण है सूक्ष्म शरीर. ये संघात का मैं दोनों में कैसे एंटर करूं? है ना, कार्यकरण संघात लक्षण पुरम प्रपद्ये या इति. हाउ टू एंटर? क्वेश्चन के साथ वो मंत्र खत्म हुआ. Then he decided to enter into the murdha, enter inside through the murdha marga. And why that path? Why not the path of the feet? Very cutely Bhagavan Bhashyakara explains to us. And from the sadhana standpoint, because Paramatma entered from the Simanam Vidharya Murdhri Bhaga, therefore a Jivan Mukta or a Sadhaka for the Jivan Mukti and Videya Mukti consciously ejects himself out of the Murdha Bhaga and merges with the totality. This we have seen in the Aitareya Upanishad also. The entire The Yoga Margas talk about this way. For Vedanti, Sarvayamaka Brahma through Vichara is understood. Then, without his special effort, when that though realized Jivan Mukta, when you have to get freed from this Deha and become Videha Mukta, his exit also happens obviously from the Simanam Vidarya. तो जहां से अंदर आए वहीं से बाहर जाना. See that in Aitareya Upanishad, Saya Esho Antarhridaya Akasha Tasminnayam Purusho Manomaya Amruto Hiranmaya Antarena Taluke Sa Esastanaivavalambate Se Endra Yonehi Yatraso Ke Shanto Purush Vivartate Vyapokya Shirsha Kapale Bhurityagno Pratitishthati. है ना, शीर्ष कपाल का व्यपोह करके he comes out and merges in different devatas as per what upasana he has done. Agar while being in the Deha, he is already realized himself as a pure self, then Shirsha Kapal Vipoh karke, he will not become Agnivayu or Indra, nor he will become Mahatattva Hiranyagarbha. He only merges in the pure supreme Sarvavyapaka infinite consciousness, which is already experienced as the Jivan Mukta. So only difference is, inside the Deha he was there, now the Deha is dropped, he will be recognized as one with the total. So that's the Taittiriya Upanishad ने हमको बताया कि ये सीमानम विदारे वाला टॉपिक. In many other Upanishads also it comes. और सारे जो योग आदि साधनाओं में this is how the what you call the chakra vedana आदि sadhanas and also Kundalini way of the sadhanas they talk about. They don't talk about all this. What is Vedanta said? How Paramatma entered inside. How he is there as Sakshi to all this. Now remember, ultimately is only Paramatma, Parabrahma is there. Other than him there is nothing. But do we experience Paramatma like that? No. Then what are we experiencing? We are experiencing ourselves with all these faculties of Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira. We are experiencing also the world outside at large. Therefore, because we are experiencing it, we not only have to give the answer to these questions, we also have to be guided to the self. Is it not? That is why this Upanishad started with Atma Vaidamekam Akre Asit Nanya Kincha Vishata Saikshata. So all that is said, neither to say that there is creation, not to say that there is a Jiva, not to prove or accept or say that there are Panchakoshas or three Dehas, not that the Lord has entered and all. No. ये सारा ये प्रक्रिया परमात्मा का अनुभव कराने के लिए. That's why once you experience the self, when you look back, whatever was seen is never seen only. If at all it is seen as my own self. Just imagine what could be the vision of a gold when it realizes it as gold and looks back into the ornaments. Imagine it. Is there anything called as ornament other than the gold? For the gold? No, it is me only. It is me only. That may be playing in the form of this ornament, that ornament, but that does not at all have any meaning. It is me alone everywhere. So to a Jivan Mukta knows everything is himself. That is what the whole Upanishad is about. But we have to be guided. Like in Taittiriya Upanishad, एक कोश का एनालाइज करके हमको ले गए. In the Mandika Upanishad, एक अवस्था का एनालाइज करके हमको वहां ले गए. In Prashnopanishad, Shishyans questioned themselves were so systematic. While answering them, we were taken to the Purusha. In the Kathopanishad, the 42 techniques of meditation are told to tell that which is beyond. So each Upanishad is like guiding us in that way for the truth to reality. This Upanishad's Paddhati is telling that Bhagavan has created and he has entered. Therefore, first accept his presence. Then in what way he is there? Sakshitaya, Satta Rupena, and observing everything as idam. तो ऐसा जो बंदा है जिसने जगत को इदम के रूप में देखा, जो सत स्वरूप है, चित स्वरूप है, साक्षी है, उनको आप पता करोगे. Then from that standpoint look back, same experience as it happened in all our Upanishads. There is nothing other than me real. Me alone in every form. So the transcendentally, I alone am there. There is nothing other than me. Imminently, I myself am expressing as all that. There is nothing other than apart, independent from me. And the samsara is there only when there are limitations as well as dvaita. In the self, it is infinite and there is no dvaita, it is pure advaita. All samsara dukkha is gone. संस्कार का अर्थ क्या हुआ? द्वैत को देखना और अपने आप को से अलग मानना, फिर उसके प्रति राग द्वेष रखना, फिर उसके लिए अलग अलग संकल्प करना, एंड डूइंग वैरायटी ऑफ कर्मा एंड गेटिंग द कर्म फला. All of that is samsara, which is in reality not there. ये चीजों को hundreds of times we have to listen, we have to contemplate. Like any of the scientists, to discover any of the discovery, how many thousands of attempts of failure he does. From each of the failure he learns, one day succeeds. Same is of our life of studying Shastras hundreds of times till we thoroughly understand every to be understood aspect. So let us be on this job seriously. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Guru Bhyo Paramanashibhyo Paraparamne Shuddhimataram Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. So tomorrow's day he enters. Paramatma's entry. Let us grandly welcome him. Let him break our head and enter and make us recognize him. Then the next two slokas, how he gets bound and how he gets liberated. Okay, then between the bondage and liberation, how he goes through 3 janma ityadi, they will be explained to us in the second adhyaya and third adhyaya. Second adhyaya का शुरू से भगवान आदि शंकर जी पहले 20 पेज का या 15 पेज का भाष्य लिखे हो, in which again all great vicharana is there. We are having one pending vicharana of the first portion of Aitareya Upanishad. हमने किया नहीं, करके ही छोड़ूंगा मैं वो, आज नहीं तो कल, एक दिन करेंगे हम उसको. So too, this huge Bhashya reveals so many Vedantic truths. है ना, भगवान आदि शंकरा doesn't know or will not expect that you and I study all Upanishads. है ना, no Rishi thinks that the students study all Upanishads. Every Rishi addressed the students only of that Upanishad, and that Upanishad should give moksha. Therefore, it has to be complete. Therefore, every Upanishad is complete by the mantra rupena, Bhashya rupena also is complete. हम अलग अलग उपनिषद पढ़ रहे हैं, therefore we are able to coordinate or integrate. But भगवान शंकर के श्रोता, with the listening to him, the Aitareya alone is talking. Aitareya alone is giving. Through Aitareya alone, you have to give moksha. Therefore, in the Aitareya Upanishad, along with the mantra and mantra bhashya, other required things to be understood to make the whole subject completely, he adds. And that is how the bulkiness of that sambandha bhashya. Between the mantras, he cannot do. He can't take freedom. Between the mantra, mantro ka hi sambandha he can say. But between the khandas, he can connect them through the huge Sambandha Bhashya, which contains all things which are necessarily to be understood. And in the mantra itself, agar aisa mauka milta hai, like in Gita, in Mundaka Upanishad, or Kata, Urdhamulo Adhashakaha, the topic is Yesho Ashwatta Sanatanaha. This Ashwatta is a Vriksha, which is Samsara Vriksha, which is Urdhamulo Avakshaha Sanatana. हमें मौका मिला उनको बताने को, has he not used 20-25 sentences to explain what is the whole samsara vriksha, and keeping all that explanation in the mind only, Shruti Mata has given that mantra. Bhagavan is so much tuned to the Shruti Mata, he understands the purpose of Mata giving that sentence or shloka there. He elaborately explains. For the students who are studying Upanishad with Bhashya, so that understanding should be complete. Every necessary aspect of moksha is to be given in every Upanishad. This is the Lakshya of the Upanishad Rishi also, but that is in the mystical form. The Bhashyakara fulfills that lakshya by explaining as much as it is required. और कम भी नहीं बताते, ज्यादा भी नहीं बताते, उतना ही बताते जिसको समझने से विषय पूरा समझ में आएगा. अब we can't understand even Shankara Bhashya, therefore we have to discuss study. Let us continue. Thank you. Beautiful are our Upanishads and our this Brahma Vidya.